Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zach. You might remember me from VeVe ECOMI videos. Today we're talking about the grand macro landscape of ECOMI and VeVe. The title will be something along the lines of getting real about VeVe. It's time to be real about VeVe. Did ECOMI kill VeVe? Did ECOMI kill its NFT platform? Who knows what I'm going to title it, but either way, I want to go over everything that I'm thinking about with VeVe as someone who used to make videos about it. Last time I posted a video there was months ago. So, did ECOMI kill VeVe? Well, you might notice that I haven't actually got... Let me just double check that I'm recording this. I haven't actually got the VeVe light there anymore. Haven't got the VeVe light there. What happened? Well, for one, ECOMI never killed VeVe. No. I don't think so, at least. That's not my opinion. There is actually a VeVe logo up there. That's part of the merch. In fact, I actually still have all of the merchandise. I got the t-shirts that ECOMI sent over. I even got I have the light right here. So, it's all still here. There's, I haven't thrown everything away. Unfortunately, the reason why this light isn't lit up is because it's no longer working. You can see that obviously there's a power thing there. Yeah, I need to get it fixed. That's all it is. So that's why it's not showing up. But it is a really nice light, so thank you, ECOMI. So what's going on exactly? Well, I got some notes for this video, but essentially I want to do a bit of a recap of what I'm seeing with VeVe, what's going to happen, or what I want to do with this YouTube channel going forward, and so on. So with that being said, let's start out with the VeVe recap that they posted for January. Okay, let's do this. So we had the VeVe recap, Collectors at Heart, the rebrand to advance the mission and vision of VeVe of building collectors at heart. So we have a different logo, which it means that this logo is no longer, but it's the OG logo, right? It's the original one. So that's cool. On the other hand, development cycles, product delivery cycles are ramping up and will translate to new app features and updates released regularly. I actually don't know what that means as far as how regularly that will be, but that's cool to know. Product updates. Phase 1 of search is live. Phase 2 of search is in progress and will feature more powerful filtering options. So for those who use the app regularly, that's going to be really helpful. Then we have merging of accounts. Application form is now live. Please refer to the blog. The MCP testing in progress for phase 1. Point calculations and rankings. Then we have the waitlist. We'll follow MCP delivery as a key priority, designed to make drops more fair on a global scale. We've got the crypto pay-in, KYC and marketing, exploring moving KYC further down essentially for a better user experience, and then the content update, several upcoming brand IP announcements, including new comic publishers, artists, and digitals. Now for me, and we'll talk more about this very soon, but obviously to me content update is the exciting part because that's what I found interest in VeVe from to begin with, was the marketing, the IPs, the consumer demand, etc. So with that being said, all looking very interesting. We also have the YouTube channel that actually didn't start posting until... Oh, actually, this YouTube channel's been around for a while. Okay, well, they started posting a lot more recently. We see community updates 5 days ago, another one with, I think it's just a graphic. I'm not sure why they posted a graphic, but all good. And then we actually have some interesting ones that definitely weren't posting before I stopped posting, which was stuff like a VeVe comic breakdown. So they've hired someone to go over the comics that they are selling in NFT form, which actually makes a lot of sense. I know that VeVe has a lot of YouTubers who already make those sorts of videos, but to have someone first party doing it is definitely an interesting and ideal way to do it, especially because there's a lot fewer YouTubers posting VeVe stuff now, I've noticed. And we'll talk about that very soon, but they're clearly still killing it as far as we have Disney, we have Marvel, we have RoboCop, Swamp Thing, Spider-Man, you name it. It's great. With that being said, a lot of YouTubers have calmed down, including myself. I used to be posting, I think at times I was probably posting a few times a day, I think. Obviously, the last video prior to this one was posted 4 months ago. So I want to go over why Why have I calmed down? I know a lot of other YouTubers have calmed down, and maybe they'll give their explanation or whatever, but this is about me and you and what's going on here. So I got into this channel. Let's try and do this full screen. I got into this channel because I wanted to learn about NFTs, and I wanted to get paid to learn how to, how to do things in the Web3 space. And obviously you can just research things through articles and stuff, but actually Cavell Anderson, who's a very long time friend of mine, we've known each other well before the Web3 space became a thing. He was talking to me about it, and he was explaining to me how he was learning about NFTs and essentially getting paid to do it. And that's what I thought, okay, well, I'm doing my gaming channels and that's making me money, but NFTs sounds really interesting. There are a lot of people who I respect who are getting into it and are learning about it, so I should do this too. And I'm sure you've probably done this as well. You would have found about NFTs either through an influencer and or through your friends, and they'll have sort of got you into it and sort of looked at it. And that's great. That's exactly how I got in. I've also got notes here, so if I keep looking that way, that's why. We also saw VeVe specifically really prove a lot of skepticals wrong. When I first got into it, at this point now, most of my friends actually don't really tell me not to do anything because I've proved them wrong so many times as far as like making a full-time living from YouTube, etc., on my gaming channels, etc. But VeVe has had a lot of skepticals, and people were like, are you sure you're getting into NFTs? As I'm sure you've seen the skepticism, etc. But I think VeVe kind of very much proved a lot of people wrong, right? In some ways, where especially when I first started, I was posting about Disney IP, and that's around the time that ECOMI actually found me and, made contact. And by then we didn't see anything Disney related. We just saw like hints, ideas, looking at, licenses, Alcana, etc., etc. And then they pulled it off. Everyone was like, no, VeVe won't do that. And they did it. And not only did they do it with Golden Moments, but then they went further with Marvel, etc. So really, really proved people wrong, I think. And that's really, really cool. Because when you're coming from this industry where everything is so skepticism, yeah. Anyway, that being said, what has happened since then, and this is why I haven't been posting as much, is it comes down to the execution. Now, personally, I am not as obsessed, and you might have figured this out already, but I'm not as obsessed with the actual crypto tokenomics that a lot of you NFT enthusiasts will be. I'm obsessed personally with business to consumer stuff, and VeVe is definitely closer to that than a lot of NFT projects, but still not quite there yet. I personally love talking about scalable IP. That's why I'm in gaming, because gaming has billions of people and you can tap into hundreds of millions of players. And that's what I've done over, the years. I've got hundreds of millions of views over my different YouTube channels, hence why I'm able to make YouTube videos as much as I'd like to, because I get paid to do it. Maybe not so much on this channel anymore because I don't do it as much, but regardless, that's where I come from, and a lot of people know that's where I come from, is gaming. On the other hand, NFTs wise, pretty much every project feels like it's an investors club, and there's nothing wrong with that by any means whatsoever. But personally, yeah, VeVe does a better job of this. I think VeVe has done a better job of this in as much as it does feel both investors club, but it also does feel like there is, obviously, when you have all these different IPs with Marvel, with DC, I assume, etc., you have the fans of those IPs getting involved, but not quite as much as I'd like it to be. And I think there's a reason for that. I think it's because VeVe simply hasn't pushed the needle where I expected them to push it. And I'm going to get into that in a bit because I'm going to muddle up my outline if I go into that right now. So right now, if I want to post VeVe content, I'm either talking to investors, you guys, about, I assume that most of you are investors, not financial advice, just an assumption. I'm either talking about mint numbers, rarities, which NFTs to buy, or I'm talking about comic books, because we said we wanted Marvel, and boy, did they deliver. We've got comics coming out of our ears. It's a lot of comics. I really am not a comic enthusiast. I thought, okay, this is awesome. Let's hope that they do a lot of them. Whatever, great. But what ended up happening was the comics took they there's a lot fewer of the NFTs that I was expecting and hoping to see. And I think part of that is because they put so much into comics, which is great for comics enthusiasts. But, you know, you might have noticed when I was talking about the new comics that were coming out, I talk about the grade, I talk about how much they were worth IRL in real life. But there was no like, oh my gosh, this comic's out. Oh my gosh, I've been waiting for this. No, like, I'm not like that. That's not me, comics-wise. I started the channel expecting to post a lot more about NFTs in a broader range of IPs. That's correct. Very much including gaming. I'm going off my notes here. Again, because I come from gaming. I was excited to see how ECOMI would bring its talents to the gaming streaming service. That's right. Twitch, YouTube gaming, Facebook gaming. I was really, really bullish, thinking that, okay, and this is actually the broader topic here, is I wanted to see them really push the needle, not just in the Web 3 space, but in the Web 2 space, or in the traditional space. And what I mean by that is I was really hoping that we would see products come from... No, let's try it a different way. I was really hoping that VeVe itself would be able to build a product that didn't really matter if it was even in Web3 in the first place. I know a lot of people will be like, but the ECOMI token, and I get it. Great, honestly, brilliant. But from my personal point of view, like I said before, I'm interested in scalable IP. I'm interested in scalable monetization. And I do believe that this can be scalably monetized. And to be very clear, I'm not saying VeVe is like doing anything wrong here. It's just that they have a very different timeline to what I want. I'm still very bullish on the project. And I can be very, very clear about this. I've never been paid by ECOMI. Never once. I've been given the merchandise that I showed you at the start of the video, but never has there been an OMI or a US dollar or any transaction basically whatsoever. Never has been. They never offered it. I've never accepted it, never asked for it, etc. because that's not what I do. But regardless, I was really hoping that the project that VeVe is building would overtake, and not just overtake Web 2 products, and more to the point, would become more high. I think VeVe could have adopted more people by now. I really do. I think if it focused on being an app for consumers, but I also understand that they are limited basically by pushing it in the Web3 space. There's so many limitations as far as regulation is concerned, the uncertainty is concerned, but I do think that realistically, as someone who's worked within the influencer marketing space, I know what a product like VeVe could do if it wasn't in Web3 with all the shackles that Web3 has, right, with regulation. There could have been some really interesting things they could have done with gaming streamers in Fortnite, in Valorant, in Call of Duty, and the amount of pull that the influencers in those games have is unreal. There would literally be millions more people right now invested in VeVe, and not just invested, but like using the service, using the application, not as an investment platform, but just out of enjoying it, literally, out of whatever you would call it, escapism. But I think part of the reason why they can't do that is because, as I understand it, I don't think their tech is there yet. But we're in 2023 right now, and I started making VeVe videos in May of 2021. And again, to be very clear, this doesn't mean everything's doom and gloom. It really doesn't. All it means is that for me, I'm not happy with not posting to YouTube. I don't like doing it with channels. And this is a channel that I actually really like. And I want to post to it. So with that being said, we're going to do things a little bit differently. And this is where I'm going to end the video soon, because I know that soon I'm going to lose retention here. But the main thing is that you will still see me in VeVe. I'm not leaving. And I don't think... nothing bad. Literally nothing bad about VeVe. Again, I've never been paid by VeVe, ECOMI, or anything related. I've been offered by apps and third parties and stuff around VeVe, but personally never went into any of it. Not that it's bad for anyone to go into it, but, you know, whatever. So I will be talking about VeVe. You will see me on YouTube talking about VeVe. But I've been working on something that I've been wanting to do for years now, actually, and it finally feels like the right time to be able to do it based on certain things that I don't want to talk about on camera, but basically expect more on this channel. I've already got videos ready, doing more of it, but I'm actually able to produce videos that I enjoy producing. It's not directly related to VeVe, but I think it will make a lot of you happy to see that I'm doing something I enjoy, and also it's actually fully related to anyone who has got entrepreneurial mindsets, investors, etc. I think if you're interested in VeVe, you're probably interested in making money, you're probably interested in building a better life for yourself, whatever it might be, likewise, right? And so the content that I'm looking at and the content that I'm actually producing on a daily basis at the moment, ready for upload, I think you're going to love. That being said, I'll see you very soon. This is not the end of me with VeVe. You will see me in VeVe and other NFT and Web3 stuff. I'm still bullish, but I want to shift that timeline. That being said, love you all. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.